guys know it is Drunken Chat, son.
Welcome, everybody. It's Drunken Chat, son, on the Comic Crusaders Network. I'm your host, Shelton Greens Cornbread, with another one of the bad boys of freaking Comics Works, Comics freaking Maine. Some of the other guys. Oh, here we go. Sir Christopher. Not the good, the bad, the ugly, the motherfucking greatest. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, bro?
Good, it's good, y'all.
Oh man, freaking! We were just talking back stage with Comics Man. Man, he's still freaking putting the grind to it. What's the latest 3D project that you had freaking going on? Was it the Naruto or was it the Storm? I forget which one you showed me.
So I did a Naruto like a few weeks ago, but I sold that already. And if you want to see that, you can look on my Instagram. I put a photo, a video, and a post on there. But I printed this Electra. Right now, it's all red because I primed it in red because I plan on painting the other parts and just leaving the parts that are supposed to be red. But
that's hot. You might need probably going to have to get one of those, or maybe if they did Psylocke, shit.
Yeah, Psylocke's on my list. Psylocke's on my list.
Yeah. Or man, freaking I don't know how. Where do you are the blueprints for this shit like already online, and you just print those out, or you freaking come up with some shit and just like
there's websites that sell the STL files, and I'll just look through them and see who I want, and pay for the file and print it. I need to take some time to mess around with the Blender or the 3D modeling application so that I can make my own, but that's a whole lot of time, and I'm a little too lazy right now to want to make them myself. But
well, so sometimes what you got to do is maybe you like put the blueprints online, right, or like on your Instagram, and to let everybody else decide like, hey man, we probably want that shit. You can print it out, like, 'cause that I definitely saw that freaking Storm and that Naruto, and that shit was freaking hot, man.
Appreciate it.
Christopher, freaking great, man. Freaking been with you for a little while, man. Finally got you into the intro, even though we got to clean up the intro because for some reason.
Hey, I want to know, Comics Man. Did you see the schematics for that? It's like almost a hash lab. I think it's like a Gigantos or Gargantos that's been circulating the internet. Are you able to make things like that or what?
What's Gargantos? What is that?
All right, so Fantastic Four #1, right? The cover with the big green dudes coming out the ground. All right, so there's like this 3D printed model that's like going around the internet right now that people are kind of assimilating it to a hash lab, but it's not necessarily like an actual hash lab. It's like fan done, but the schematics are out there and it looks pretty cool. So, I was just wondering, like, is that something else that you're able to make since you're printing statues,
I mean, if I could get if I can find a STL file for it, then I could print it. Depending on how big, the person is wanting to be, because I don't have a giant printer, so I'd have to print everything. Like if I was trying to print something really large, I'd have to print like the hand super large, then the forearm, to make everything be able to be enormous. If I tried to print it like full size, I wouldn't be able to fit it on my plate. It's not I have like a medium sized printer plate.
Right. Oh, dude, hey, what you're already printing is fucking fantastic. So I think that you'd be able to do it probably with these, man, because you're already printing big pieces, like from what I saw, it looks like it's maybe no bigger than maybe 8 to 10 inches, off the table, right? So I think you can do it because they break it down in piece by piece. But that's super interesting,
Yeah. Hey, could you quickly explain STL file? Salso Serious is asking.
The STL file was what you need for the printer to be able to recognize the schematics. That's the format that the file has to be in. Like you can take, like, say if you go from Blender or something like that, like there's different different file format that that the files come in, and STL file. It stands for lithography. So
Derek even says only Christopher could find a way to be in the dark in the middle of the freaking day. Yeah. Hey, shout out to T Jones, newbie freaking comics, man. He used to be with us like all the freaking time. Hey, if you want to come through, let me know. We'll freaking try and get you the link, man. Maris Comics and Collectibles says spin that will not quite maybe when we get mail back, but or at least I get something like really freaking special. And then Spidey Hunter, man. Once again, the link is in our chat. So come on, man, come through, man. If you got some time. People might be wondering, like, hey, why are we doing this on the Sunday? Well, this was a pretty big sports week. There's a lot of good boxing and UFCs. I didn't want to do it yesterday, and I wanted to take advantage of Sunday because look, we're exactly a month out till football starts again. So shit. Why the hell not? Yeah. So but hey, that should be good enough for the rest of us. How about we actually get into the freaking show, fellas? Once again, thank you to Sir Christopher for actually putting this together. Because some of these are the topics that I've been thinking about talking. I just didn't have the energy and want to put the slides together. So what is up first, man?
All right, so first, let's get into the latest news with this diamond stuff. All right, so they're seeking $41 million in financial, basically into their finances. It's basically their money, so they're trying to get a judge to approve it, and that's so that they can, pay their employees, so that they can start getting some of this stuff moving. That they're not being able to do. Like I said, I know people that sent in applications to try to get diamond accounts. They don't even get responses. So that's like how far behind they are. So, hopefully they get approved, but the other
no, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Because here's the deal. They already got infusion like back a while ago, right, from their bank, right? And we don't know what they did with it. Oh no! We do know what they did with it. They paid some of their senior leader guys first, instead of paying like the people they actually owe money to, like the big five, or using that money to buy some of the products. Like, because remember, like a couple years ago, they were supposed to be changing over from just comics to like toys and statues and everything, right? So if they had used that money to buy the toys and statues to sell to the retailers, then they probably would have had enough money to freaking cover most of all this shit. But 90% of the stuff that I, as a retailer, have been ordering, they haven't freaking ordered. They literally just sent an email, and it's actually on the website for diamond retailers, where they said, yeah, if you ordered it and you haven't gotten it yet, well, fuck you. It literally says, not the fuck you part, but it's like, hey, we're just going to cancel your order. You're not going to freaking get it. He said you can reorder some stuff that we didn't have in there. So basically, it's mismanagement of the money that they've already been infused with under the bankruptcy stuff that's making this a contention. And then Image, and I forget who else is coming on over the top of that, says, hey, this is crazy, right? Because you've already got this infusion, and you're basically trying to liquidate the comics that you already freaking have. So that you can come up with money, and then we don't even have a promise that the money that you get from the liquidation you're going to pay us freaking back, which is even crazier, right?
Yeah. The other thing that I was reading in this particular article is that they're debating on whether or not, I guess, they're going to be going after retailer debt. All right, so how is this also going to affect the game? Because what does that mean? Like, you're going to go after the people that owe you money when you're already in the hole and can't provide products, or what?
Yeah, they should be. They should. Right? So it's complicated because here's what they try to do first. They released the names of the retailers that owe them money. They were supposed to have released the names of the retailers that owe them money to the bankruptcy court, right? It says, hey, this is the long line of people, blah, blah, blah. But instead of just releasing that, they released everybody's fucking shit. right? I don't owe them shit, but my name was in that motherfucker. That's why I told Chris. I was like, as Chris is starting to start his own thing, I was like, do not fuck with Diamond right now because they are on some other bullshit, right? Um, the that second one that you got up there is that second paragraph that you got up there is very interesting. Universal distribution. For those that don't know, universal distribution is actually Midtown, right? Um, all right, so bear with me as I try to explain what they do. Midtown has a distribution thing that just sells just to retailers, and usually it's just incentives like 1 to 25s, 1 to 100s, 1 to 50s, that type of bullshit. So if like we're like 2 to 3 weeks out, we're like, oh, this book is freaking sold out, man. This is a great freaking book, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch get released. This is usually what's happening. These retailers are going straight to this universal distribution and then freaking buying it and then bam, putting it fucking on eBay or whatever, right? And it's usually for a lot cheaper, if not freaking cover price for some of these or most of these, right? So now what your second paragraph up there is saying is a universal distribution is eyeing the Diamond assets with the stalking horse bid to set the auction floor price. I don't necessarily know what all of that's supposed to freaking mean, but I think it's important that people understand who universal distribution is and how much they control our speculative market by holding back books, selling back some of those hot books to some of the retailers directly. I think that's very important. Silver Patron, everybody. Fuck it.
So, do you think that they're going to get the approval for this money or what?
It depends on like how if they can pull the blanket over everybody's eyes. I do know that a lot of the publishers don't want this to fucking happen. They don't want this to happen without a guarantee that they will get paid first. Right? But just like you're saying, they're not asking for the money to pay the retailers back first. They're asking so they can pay their people first, which is fucked.
Yeah.
Which is fucked. Right? Because remember, those people aren't even supposed to be there right now. It's been like months since Diamond got sold to like Ad Populum, and I forget the name of the other fucking company. So those people don't even need to be there or getting paid by Diamond. Diamond should not even exist as an entity right now, which is crazy, right? And then they're talking about, oh, we need money so we can pay our people. You're not even supposed to exist. Yeah. You're supposed to be. That's fucking crazy to me. So
sounds like a bunch of bullshit, but it just seems like after watching this whole fiasco, it's like what are they really gonna do about this? Because it's fucked quite a few retailers up that I know. A lot of people were depending on Diamond at different points in time, and so when this all took place and people started getting their orders late or not getting their orders at all, they can't fulfill it for their customers. It impacted small businesses. So this was a complete shit show, and hopefully future reference wise, people will I don't want to say pick better companies or make better decisions, but I hope they actually learn from this one and make it out of this, because I saw a lot of people lose their store in Las Vegas due to this.
Yeah. So it's tough, right? Because I don't want to lambaste Diamond totally, right? Because they did give a lot of stores cheap credit, right? And just allowed them to play free and fancy free with the freaking cash that didn't actually exist, right? That's why a lot of stores are still working and everything. But in the meantime, what it means for the market is that there's a lot of fucking books that should exist, like 20. Look at Diamond with one title with 28 freaking covers. That shouldn't be a fucking thing. And we know that's why they did it, because Diamond was the last one out of freaking Chinatown, out of Sanpei. They was hanging on, freaking trying not to piss Diamond off too much. And then finally, Diamond said, "You know what? Fuck it, we're not getting our fucking money back." Right? They Diamond, fucked themselves over when they stopped the credit freaking system, right? Because it used to be if you bought a whole bunch of freaking comics from Diamond or Lunar and they didn't sell, you just got to sell those back to freaking Diamond or Lunar or just turn it in for credit, right? And so there was a whole freaking credit system. Right? And then they freaking stopped that. So guess what? As a retailer, you got to do. You just say, well, if I don't have any freaking credit, why am I freaking buying books? Why am I taking a chance on these freaking dumbass fucking books? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
The other thing is, shit, I forgot and I think Bleeding Full broke this maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago, which was very interesting. Is that Diamond? So say you got all these freaking books, right? You as a publisher, like say you as a small publisher have like all these books at the Diamond warehouse, right? And all you're waiting for is for them to freaking sell, right? But nobody's even buying from Diamond anymore, right? Nobody's even buying from Diamond anymore. So you're like, oh, what? You know what? Just give me back my books, and I will put them on my website where I got to sell the publisher. So you know what Diamond did? He said, hey, you want these books back? You're going to have to pay for each and every one of these books back out of the warehouse. We're not just talking about shipping. You're going to have to pay for your own books back, even though Diamond has not paid you for those books.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. So basically, you took our shit and then hold it hostage. Basically, yeah.
I was telling Brian McClay the last time he was on here about that. I didn't put it out in that terms, and then Bleeding Full backed me up about what I was freaking talking about, how crazy it was with the actual publisher that was having issue. Even though I know there's a whole bunch of them that are having issues right now. They're trying to get their books back at least, right? So that's because technically that's all that should happen. All these books that are within the freaking Diamond warehouse should just go back. Yeah, should just go back to the publisher, and then guess what? I don't owe you those fucking books anymore, right? But that's not what's happening.
That's insane, dude. And Diamond is pretty much a shit show, but I wanted to include it because I guess we got a little to few updates on it, but I know people are on top of the subject because some of their shops have been affected, some of their friends that are retailers have been affected. So, let's keep people informed and stay on top of this. All right. Yeah. The next thing that I wanted to get into, but here, let me get an honorable mention right quick about Vault Comics, right? Vault Comics is talking about going into, I believe, distribution itself, right? So that's just, they're cutting out middlemen, right? Yeah. And they're going straight to the distributor, or is that straight to the retailers? That's one thing I want to, know the difference on, like, which one are they doing? Which route are they going? I know I saw them doing something new, but which route are they actually taking?
I don't know. This is the first time I heard about it. So, with smaller publishers like Vault, it kind of really doesn't matter at this point, right? Like once you start getting a big boy status like Boom or IDW, then it might matter. But once you're like Vault, it doesn't really freaking matter because what you're looking for is how many like say they had a hot book, which they haven't had in quite a minute. Then you're looking for like how many did they actually freaking print? How many are freaking going to be out there? Are they going to be doing some crazy shady stuff and reprinting the stuff without telling anybody that it's not the first print? All that freaking type of stuff. So look, we can just sell it. Just sell your shit, man. See if anybody actually freaking likes it. That's for Vault, man. I don't think it really matters. Comics Embrace is saying that Image is getting in Diamond's ass right now. Yeah. I forget. I'm trying to remember. Was it Image that jumped first? No. Well, technically it was DC that jumped first. But I'm trying to think if was it Image? No, it was fucking. It was DC, then Boom. no, DC then Image, then Boom jumped to freaking PRH and everything. But the thing that definitely hurt him a lot was freaking Image.
Yeah.
Like, come on. No, Image kind of needs like all the distributors they can get. But for them to there say, yeah, enough is enough, it's kind of crazy. Yeah.
All right, and other news. Let's get into some of this film news. This one particularly relates to San Diego Comic-Con. So they'll have a panel coming up for this coming up weekend for the San Diego Comic-Con event. They will have a panel of what's her name, Melinda Lutz. Well, the first three names up there. All right, so they have a panel for it, and they're also doing a special where they're releasing a comic book to the people that attend that panel. All right, so be on the lookout. I'm assuming that this book was the one that was in the article, so I assume that's the one they're going to be giving away. It could not be, but just keep an eye open for that. And I know like a lot of some of the old heads are big readers and big watchers on the Red Sonja stuff, right? So I know that's in your forte, Lucas. So give me the spiel about all this Red Sonja business going on right now.
Dynamite. Its movie production is owned by a company called Mike the Pike Productions, which is a publicly traded thing, right? It used to be like around like $50. Now it's trading for less than 0.001 cents. Right? Their investors have been pissed off because they haven't produced in years. They haven't produced anything, and yet they keep saying, "Oh yeah, we're producing Red Sonja. Oh yeah, we're producing Wishbone. Oh yeah, we're producing this and everything." And then they've been losing writers, they've been losing actresses, they've been losing everything left and freaking right, and nothing to account for it. They haven't even been producing the SEC reports on time like they're supposed to. So for this to all of a sudden come out like, hey, there's something coming out on August 15th is kind of fucked because it's not the way it's supposed to be. All I know is that a lot of people have been looking at the CEO for spending money on shit that he shouldn't be freaking spending it on. I've been telling in certain chats the other investors about what the fuck is going on with Diamond. Like, hey, Diamond should not be printing 28 covers for one fucking title. That's what they're spending the investors' money on, and I know they're not getting their money back, and they're not getting their money back from Diamond.
Yeah.
So, so what the fuck? Right?
So was this movie like rushed, like to a degree?
Right, because just a year ago, the actress said, "Yeah, fuck this. I'm not doing that." The main actress, the original actress, said, "Yeah, I'm not doing this anymore." So now all of a sudden we got something coming out. And it says this is supposed to hit theaters.
Yeah,
so that means
that's why I was surprised. You know, it was supposed to hit.
This is supposed to be a straight to Tubi fucking bullshit.
August 15th. All right, and like I said, they're holding a whole little San Diego Comic-Con panel over it. Like I said, they're going to be giving away a book, so I'm sure that'll be one of the hot tickets for this con, right? That's why I wanted to talk about it, just to get people even on it if they even knew about it or didn't know about it to begin with. You know what I mean? Because I saw something about it, but I didn't know that it didn't have like the whole build up production and promoting to it that a normal movie has, right? Usually 6 months prior to a film coming out, then they start dropping trailers for it, start doing the promotions, start doing the tours. I haven't seen any of that at all. So, but I will say, anybody going to SDCC and you come across that book, I'll definitely take one, because that, to me, that'll be a little part of history, right? When they tried to do the Red Sonja movie. Now, the craziest part is, what if it's actually good? What if it's true to its material and it's actually good, right? Type of play do you think that's going to have in the market? I mean, at least maybe her first appearance, some of the other characters that's in the movie. When I saw the trailer for it, it wasn't that bad. It looked like it had the potential to be okay, but nah, I don't know, man. This looks like a Hulu special, or
this looks like it's going to be Old Guard Part 2, where people don't forgot about the character and all of a sudden just shows up on some bullshit streaming service. But hey, you never know, man. You never fucking know. The girl is freaking cute. Looks like some of the cinematography is okay, right? The fighting looks like bullshit, but you never fucking know. The problem is, and once again, you're talking about the shit that you put up said in theaters. I have not seen any advertisement. I've been in fucking the movies every single week for like the last every single week for like the last year. I have not seen any fucking trailers and the shit.
Yeah, that was in a newly updated article, so that's why I was like, really, when I saw it. But of course, what drew me to it is the comic book they're giving away for it.
Yeah. No, what they should have did was they should have did a. If they were going to do any fucking movie for this shit, they should have did a Army of Darkness, right, with Red Sonja. That would have been freaking amazing. Yeah. I wouldn't fucking cared. Like, okay. But this one, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be crazy. But hey, you never know. You never know.
And to be honest, if you do want to get to movies like that of Army of Darkness featuring Red Sonja or Mars Attacks featuring Red Sonja, right? It might be a good idea to at least pay this some sort of attention so that they even know people are actually interested in it, right? Because they know that there's a fan base there. But, are they going to actually support the film, or is everybody going to look at it like, oh, this is some Tubi shit and not watch it, or what,
Yeah. So what I'm seeing right now is that it's scheduled for a limited theatrical release on Friday, August 15th. But then it's going to be available on video August 29th of 2025. So, okay. Okay, not bad. Not bad. But, hey, who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Next up, have you fellas seen Superman yet?
I've seen it. What about you, Comics Man? I can't hear you.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm thinking about going to see it tonight, actually.
Really?
Well, how about
that's why it's not going to make it to that billion mark, because Comics Man didn't want to go see that shit. Where's it at in revenue right now? Last week, the first week, it was like at 120 mil or some shit like that. Let's see. But yeah, what were your thoughts, Chris?
Me personally, dude. So box office Superman crosses 200 million in the U.S., eyes 400 million globally. The movie, dude, was pretty good. All right. I felt like at times some of the writing was cheesy, but I feel like the actors and actresses in this film saved this movie, right? Because it was actually pretty good. To me, it wasn't mediocre. It was actually really good. It kept me entertained from beginning to end. I even like how James Gunn went ahead and gave you the information in the beginning of the movie, so you know what the fuck we're doing. We didn't have a whole bunch of explanation prior to this film. We didn't have any type of explanation in Creature Commandos or Peacemaker or any of these other shows, right? So the way that he, kind of put a little bit of information up at the beginning of the movie, it gave you a better headspace so you know what's going on. You didn't have to know a whole bunch of other shit to keep up with it, right? You were good to go. So I think by them doing that, that might be the new model for things, right? Where they don't need to do 117 movies, right? They can clue you in at the beginning of the film and then take it from there so people can actually enjoy the film and not worry about so much homework. Now, that's one of the things that Marvel is having a lot of backlash with, where they have all these projects that they wanted you to watch for the multiverse saga, right? And it kind of backfired to a degree because people didn't want to do that homework. And the only people that were doing it were like, hardcore fans or people that are really, really into the shit and just want to see what Marvel does next, right? So I think the approach with this was phenomenal, all right? Throughout the course of the movie, though, I wouldn't say that it was a good majority of it, but there were some spots in there that I felt like the writing was a little cheesy, a little 90-ish to me. Like, maybe back in the day that shit would have been funny, but today it's not, So there was a couple of those moments to me, but other than that, I feel like everybody did their part, right? Superman was great. Lex Luthor was great. And that was the first time that I was like, in any movie, right, that I felt like, oh, okay, Lex Luthor is will fuck you up, right? He will actually dedicate his life to fucking you up, and I respected that shit. You know what I mean? So
haters gonna hate, man. Yeah, I think the only thing that people understood the hate and everything, and it was a great decision to not try and have him being seen trying to freaking kill Crypto, right? You just kind of just had him in some back room doing some crazy shit. I think that was freaking amazing. So let's go down the freaking line. Superman, is this your Superman or is one of the other older generation Supermans your Superman?
you know what? I'm gonna say it like this, dude, because I really don't have a Superman. The reason being, like, the one I grew up on was actually the Brandon Routh, because I'm a little younger, right? So I'm not even 40 yet. I'll be 40 next year, right? So the way I look at it, it's like this was a really good rendition for me to actually claim a Superman at this point, right? The Brandon Routh back in the day when I was a kid, I enjoyed it, but it was boring as shit. Let's keep it real. When we get to Man of Steel, I definitely enjoyed the whole little Snyderverse, but then again, the entire Snyderverse has always been very dark and dreary and depressing for me. And it kind of emulated the DC comics to me in a nutshell, right? All DC shit is usually dark and dreary, kind of depressing, So I felt like this was kind of like the perfect taking off point because I didn't get that vibe from this film at all. If I would have seen this film and not read any DC comics prior to this, then I would have thought this is fucking fantastic, right? Because it is. Right.
So my Superman is, people forget this guy, still my guy. People forget George Reeves from the original Superman TV series, man, 1952, 1960. This is my guy, man. He used to come home or on a freaking Saturday, man, and watch Superman and freaking Three Stooges. And then right after that would be either Xena, Warrior Princess, Star Trek, and I forget what's the name of Zeus's son.
Hercules.
Yeah, that was a freaking TV show.
Chris Sorbo.
It was like good 5 shows on like a fucking Saturday, right? And because after like people forget that cartoons only came in on the Saturday, right? So you fucking do that bullshit, fucking do your fucking cleaning, and then in the afternoon it was either Star Trek, Hercules, Xena, Superman, and then Three Stooges to fucking clean it out, man. Yep. Comics Embrace says that his Superman was Christopher Reeve. Respect that. What about you, this Lois Lane? Is this your Lois Lane?
I thought she was all right. I feel like I was kind of happy that we didn't like spend a whole lot of time with her. They gave everybody their due justice, I feel like, and we didn't go too far out with all the extraness that Lois to me is kind of known for, right? In all the movies I've seen Lois in, she's just always a little over the top, little extra, right? This one kind of she fitted the movie to me, like she played her part, as Superman's love interest. They did have a couple of good moments when she was interviewing him for the first time, right? And we saw Superman get a little pissed off here and there, right? I thought that was dope. And then, just the overall feel of the dynamic between the two characters, I can get behind that. I can rock with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And as long as you don't drown me out with it now, I'm all good.
Right. So I'm going to go with this is my Lois Lane, right? She perfectly played, and she was a good actress, and she played the part. She delivered the line that but the problem is that there was that one scene with, like you were talking about, the interview scene, which I could tell that there was supposed to be something else. It was supposed to be a back and forth, and then they cut to the scene about what exactly they were freaking talking about, right? But instead, they were like, "Oh, she's doing good, so he's going to do as good as well," and it just didn't freaking play off that well. So, I feel like there was some missing scenes that they probably didn't put in there. It'd probably be an extended cut. But yeah, she definitely did good. What about this Lex Luthor? I think you said that you appreciated this Lex Luthor.
Yeah, dude. Like this is the first one that I felt like, hey, if Lex has a problem with you, he will dedicate this man's life to fucking you up. All right. I can respect that. The level of dedication. A lot of people were pissed at how some of the fighting was going and how he was directing it, right? People had a problem with that. But if we're keeping it real,
they had a problem with bad guys being bad guys.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Well, no, this is, I'll say specifically, right? When he's directing, the man to fight Superman, right? When he's calling out every move that this guy's gonna make, and everybody's like, "Oh, how's this happening? He's supposed to be faster than a speeding bullet. How's he gonna rival with Flash if he can't even whoop this guy?" And Lex is just telling him what to do, right? And I was just like, man, dude. First of all, bro, this is a fucking movie, okay? Can we chill out a little bit, right? Second of all, dude, I love that part of it because for once, it made me feel like this Superman isn't like fucking invincible or something, right? He can get his ass whooped a little bit, right? Lex was studying him ever since, I guess about 3 years prior to the events in the film, right? Because that's when they said Superman showed up on the scene for the first time in his suit, right? And got the crime fighting shit. So ever since then, Lex studies this man, all right? And has the money to study this man, all right? So it was like, we got AI these days, and everything has AI these days, right? Would it really be that hard for somebody to record, use all the recorded footage of Superman, run it through an AI to get his predictability and probability of what the things he'll do, right? Because that's what it was. He was basically seeing everything Superman was doing before he did it, which is how he was able to even have the fight with him to begin with, right? So I miss people's point on that, dude. I enjoyed that shit. I mean, and let's keep it real. To be a supervillain in an office, basically, where you're directing a team of people to whoop Superman's ass, it's kind of dope to me. I'm sorry. I enjoyed that shit.
Well, it's like this, man. Maybe you guys aren't football fans, but within football, right? You got your running back, and he's got like at least two holes that he's got to freaking pick, right? And the fan will get pissed, like, "Hey, how come he didn't cut back and go to the freaking weak side freaking hole, or how come he didn't go fast to the strong side hole, right?" And they don't understand that the reason why they think that they should have gone to a Pacific hole is because they are looking at an overview of the whole fucking field, right? But as a running back, as a motherfucker that's actually played football, you can only see so freaking much, especially around freaking guys that are fucking 220 pounds, 250 pounds, 6 foot freaking 6, right? And the way I relate it to being Superman is like, yeah, of course you think freaking as Superman, you should be able to just freaking beat this guy that's in front of you. But Lex Luthor, who's got like satellite images, he's got freaking nav images. He knows he's got like the map of the fucking hole, and he knows what Superman won't do in particular situations, especially if you're near a building. Oh, he's near this building. He definitely won't hit me with the heat vision. Oh, he's over here. He definitely freaking won't try and do supersonic speed because he might fuck up this whole freaking building. That's the way I will leave it. Tom says it was a good movie, closest comic book accurate movie in a freaking while. Yep. And
also, Lucas, I want to point out the fact that through the entire thing, right? If you notice, Superman wouldn't let anything get hurt. And when I say anything, this man was saving squirrels. He was saving dogs. Okay, he was, when in Man of Steel, when Henry Cavill and Zod were having a fight, right, and they were just causing all this destruction and killing people and buildings dropping on people and shit like that, right? Superman wasn't going for none of that shit. He was catching buildings. He was saving squirrels. He was saving dogs. I mean,
and that's a great freaking point, because in fact, people are pointing out that was kind of a redirect, right? So, he's out there freaking squirrels and all this other stuff, right? So when he goes crazy, that when Crypto got kidnapped, right? People are like, oh man, he really cares about freaking all animals. But in actuality, he was going crazy because he knows that dog actually belongs to Supergirl. And if she comes back and her dog is missing, all hell is going to freaking break loose, right? And people don't realize who Supergirl really is and who they've developed her to be for the last 3 years, right? Because when she got that axe from, I think his name is like Thanox, she went crazy for a little bit. Not fucking just people up, just going through planets looking for bad guys with this fucking axe, right? So yeah, she's not the same freaking people that she's a blonde, she's freaking cute, she's cuddly. Nah, she can be a straight fucking murder sometimes. So that's why it's gonna be very interesting to see if they develop that a little bit more, right? Because that's what they were actually going for.
Yeah, because when she did show up, I definitely was feeling that shit. A lot of other people I saw were kind of lost, and I was like, "Nah, dude, this is directly in line with the source material he said he was going to use," and I thought it was perfect. So, we got Superman got called to just straight up bitch, and I fucking enjoyed that so much. I'm not gonna lie.
What about Mr. Terrific? What did we think, man?
It's right. Let's hit this next slide. I got all three of them up. So Mr. Terrific was indeed the coolest motherfucker in this movie. All right. This motherfucker was just too cool, bro. And I love that shit, bro. Out of all honesty, dude, I'd say besides Superman himself, Crypto, I think Mr. Terrific was right there for me. He was one of the best leading characters of this film. Even down to his fight scenes, how they did the choreography for it. He wasn't no super kung fu master and taekwondo dude. It's just a smart motherfucker using a little bit of technology and fists to whoop your ass.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Well, so let's ask Comics Main this, right? Because they've definitely James Gunn, has definitely shown that he can bring out these little smaller side characters. In fact, they've been developing these smaller side characters for a while. In the last, I would say, since 2019, right? They've been building these guys up. Comics Main, I'm giving you time to think about this. Or which DC character, besides the big three, would you like to freaking see on screen?
Which DC character besides the big three would you like to see on screen?
Yes.
Static.
Good pick. I'm trying to think. Was there an announcement that they were going to try and do a Static thing? I'm trying to think.
I just saw a post the other day that said that I guess James Gunn or DC and them said that there's no plans for Static right now because of issues with rights. Rights or whatever. So that's just a poster that I've been seeing floating around for a little while. So I don't know if that's actual.
Really interesting.
Yeah, because they've been sharing Static Shock. I believe Milestone and DC Comics have been sharing Static stock. The other thing is even with the new DC's history book that just came out. I want to say it's either this week or it was last week, but they claimed and cleaned up some of the continuity lines that were blurred between Milestone and DC Comics. So I kind of expect for them to possibly use some of these Milestone characters, because that's like one of the things that's being talked about right now, with DC coming out and cleaning up the continuity and basically making it kind of like straightforward now, where you didn't, you're not all over the place like you were before. They kind of cleaned it up and put it kind of in a order, basically, that's to a degree acceptable, right? So I would expect to see some of these Milestone characters coming up, because I also saw an article with James Gunn and Ryan Coogler coming to terms, and I believe that they want to do something together, right? So, of course, where my mind went is obviously Static, because we already have Mr. Terrific here, so we can do some dope shit with this, if it's done correctly. And I think Ryan Coogler is probably one of the perfect people to make a movie like that, come to fruition. So fingers crossed, let's hope they do it. But, I know we all love Mr. Terrific, let's get into this Guy Gardner, because we have other projects that's going to be tied into him that's coming up, like Lantern. So
hold on, let me I appreciate you guys in a freaking chat, absolutely. Thank you for not ignoring the fact that I haven't been paying freaking attention, because there's some really good freaking comments out here. Comics Embrace, going back to the Lois Lane, says, hey, she drives Mr. Terrific's freaking ship. That's kind of freaking extra. She seems great. Tom A says, hey, Superman was a freaking good movie, closest comic book. And thank you for answering this one. Hey, definitely, as I'm asking these guys questions, please hone in, freaking answer the question on what you think. Comics Embrace also states, hey, he would like to see Swamp Thing. Here's my deal, man. There was a great freaking TV series. I forget whether it was on WB or where it was, where they were doing the Swamp Thing, and it was freaking amazing, freaking great. And then all of a sudden, they just canceled it for no fucking reason. It even had the numbers, but they freaking canceled it, right? Dwayne Scott says that he would like to see a comic-accurate, non-rock inspired Black Adam. He says he even wants pointed little ears, freaking too. And then Comics Embrace also mentions the Plastic Man. Not bad. So the only thing that we got right now is that in between Reed Richards and Kamala Khan, and then we're gonna do a freaking Plastic Man. I mean, we can freaking see, and then he also mentions Booster Gold, and then Tom says, and this would be interesting because especially now that Marvel is kind of putting in freaking Mephisto, the Demon movie. The Demon movie would be great. Okay, good. All right, so you wanted to talk about Guy Gardner, man, which is going to be interesting with him as a Green Lantern, because there was supposed to be a Green Lantern project. I'm not tracking where that is, whether that was canceled or what's going on. But
no,
what were your thoughts?
It's not canceled. It's coming. Lanterns, and we do know that Sinestro will be making an appearance in it. The show will be following both of the normal Al and both of the regular Green Lanterns. Okay, can't think of their name off the top of my head right now, but both of them is going to basically follow them like a true detective series. And Guy Gardner will definitely come back to make an appearance, but it's basically going to be like a True Detectives, good cop, bad cop kind of story, basically on a cosmic level, if you'd say, right? Because this will be taking a lot of time in space, right? And then they also have confirmed that Sinestro will be appearing in the show as well. So I'm geeked about it. The other rumors that have been circulating in recent times is that they're gearing up to possibly do, I believe it's Blackest Night. Okay. So that's really interesting to me.
You're throwing a lot at us, Chris. Okay,
yeah,
so
dude.
You're throwing a lot at us. So yeah, I agree. The Lantern Project is a great way to kind of flesh out the rest of the freaking DC. Peacemaker is supposed to be coming out the second season. Is the second season or third season? Maybe third season.
Second season.
Second season is supposed to be coming out pretty freaking soon as well.
I thought it already had 2 seasons already.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought we already had.
Are we on season 3?
Yeah,
because I could have swore season 1 ended with the Justice League from the Snyderverse showing up. I honestly do not remember anything after that, so I think this is only season 2.
Yeah. Then you're talking about Batman's Blackest Night. I'm not ready for
not Black Man Darkest Night. It's it's a Green Lantern event. I think it's like Blackest Night might not be it, but it's shit. What is that goddamn event? Somebody in the comments help me out. I know one of you guys know definitely.
Yeah. Tom says that they're going to do a Swamp Thing with James Manigold. It looks like they were talking about it. Blah, blah, blah. Revealed Brothers focus on setting up a franchise. Yeah, so it looks like they are trying to do something, and then apparently at some point, Guillermo del Toro tried to insert himself into the thing. So that would have been just that would have been a balls tripping over and everything. And I think also right now isn't Sandman season 2 is supposed to be coming out on Netflix pretty freaking soon. So DC's got a lot of stuff freaking in the freaking Jens Richard is asking, what about Marvel Thor versus Nordic Thor? Is Nordic Thor something that is that something that's in the comics right now, or are you talking about like the original Thor? Because I could talk. That's another show. I could freaking talk all day about freaking original Nordic mythology versus what they're trying to do inside of Loki. I love that shit. And Cave is with me when he says, "Hey, he would like to see a Lobo movie, right?" Because we've gotten the hints that what was the name dude from Aquaman? I forget what his name is. Whatever.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, Jason Momoa is going to do freaking Lobo, right? But they haven't actually announced when it's going to freaking start or what project or they're going to. I think he's a great, amazing side character, right? Freaking, you just drop in something and he freaking just fuck shit up. I would love to see that.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the villain of the Supergirl movie.
Yeah.
And I was right. The event that they want to do with lanterns that supposedly they'll be kicking off with this True Detective series is Blackest Night.
Yeah.
So in that story, you had basically the Black Lanterns showing up, the Black Lantern Corps, and we get all into that. And then they start exploring all the different other Lantern Corps, like your Red Lanterns, your Yellow Lanterns, your so on and so forth, White Lanterns, Blue Lanterns, all that. So I've been hearing that the series itself is supposed to have some type of setup for that to take place. So
yeah,
and we are only on Peacemaker season 2, which is what's getting ready to come out.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Weird.
Like I said, I remember how it ended.
Maybe,
aliens.
Yeah, maybe what they did was they took a break. I think that's probably what they did. They took a break. Because this is what Netflix does now. They just say, oh, we're doing season 1, and they put out like 4 or 5 freaking episodes, and then take a break, and then like a month later, then we're back to like season 1 still, but then they release like the final like 8 to 9. Maybe that's what they did. That's
it was.
I know for a fact there was a freaking break.
It was 8 episodes total, and then, like I said, the very last episode, the biggest thing about it was that the Justice League showed up, which made Peacemaker cross over with the Justice League, and then everything that's crossed over with Zack Snyder's Justice League was all supposed to be canon.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, dude, it was short lived, but at the very ending scene where Peacemaker is coming out, they just defeated the little aliens that were getting ready to take over the world, right? And he's walking out with the dude, or I think it was a chick in his arms, right? And he walks up, and the entire Justice League, including Henry Cavill, were all right there. And he started busting their balls about them being late to the party. Basically.
Now I remember. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So now in Peacemaker season 2, where we see in that quick fight scene where it looks like Peacemaker goes into the pocket dimension and then comes out in another universe, and he's in that Peacemaker's in that universe's house, and he starts fighting himself. So what we're thinking along those lines is that perhaps they're going to trade out those two Peacemakers, okay, so that it does keep the Zack Snyder continuity kind of like as an Elseworld story, but it brings Peacemaker into this Superman universe, because
not this Superman universe.
Well, yeah, because you got to think about it. If you remember in Superman, when we had the scene of him on the Tonight Show, and he was talking about Superman as if he knew him, right? The only time Peacemakers saw him come across Superman was at the end of season 1, where he meets, Henry Cavill Superman. I don't think he met him for the first time.
Yeah. I was thinking. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what do we think about this? What do we think about this Hawk girl, though?
I thought she's cool. I would like them to explore her a little bit more, so we can get into Hulk world and all that good stuff. So,
I think what they did with the character was great. I think the costume was great. I like the way that she's pretty, but not too pretty where people get tired of her, right? I think we're going to see a lot of cosplayers freaking trying to reproduce the thing, the whole costume. So I think August, September, October, if they haven't already done it already, you're going to start to see a lot of costumes with Hawk Girl. I didn't even know she was going to be in this movie. So that was really interesting.
And the other thing is, she, out of all honesty, I'd say she had one of the best parts in the movie as well, with the president of that country, and he got the feeling himself thinking that she's like Superman. Right?
So do we believe James Gunn in regards to Israel, at the risk of getting freaking hacked again, when he says that the comparisons to what was in the movie and the stuff that was happening between Israel and Palestine, that there's no comparison? Do we believe him?
I don't know, man. I think that it would be best if you just steered clear from, all that. I think that any type of political talk right now should just be steered away by any major studio, because they are going to grill you for whatever they possibly can. This Superman is a good example of that. People were pissed that Superman was acknowledged as an immigrant, so if, we're going to do that, and all the people that really know the character of Superman know that this guy is from Krypton, okay? Like, what the fuck, all right? So, if we're going that petty with shit sometimes, right? Just steer away from all that shit the best you can, man. Stay out of that by all costs.
Comics Brace doesn't like the fact that Hawk Woman does not, or Hawk Girl, it's Hawk Girl or Hawk Woman, I forget which one it is, doesn't have actual wings. And NYC, hey, how's it going? Freaking, it says, let's fucking go. All right, what's next? All right, now you got up.
I threw this up here for a reason, okay? So these came out back on the 9th, all right? In this particular book, it was an actual one-shot that was a prelude to Fantastic Four. So if you see these, definitely pick them up. I saw the prices going up on a couple of these already. So if you do see them, pick them up. But I got a chance to read it, and we basically got a chance to get some I want to say like a pre epilogue, to the whole movie itself. Okay, so we got a chance to see Mole Man for the first time. We got a chance to see the team, right after they got their powers, and Reed locks them in this cube so that they can test their powers and get familiar with it. Right, they kind of cut themselves off from the world to do that, and then upon what's his name, Gigantos, right? Coming and making a ruckus, right? Because their whole ordeal with Subterranean Mole Man, it was nicely explained in this book. It actually gives you enough background on it so that if you read it, great. It gives you a little bit more detail to what we're going to see, but it's not an absolute must. But like I said, prices for these things are going up right now. I know the one on the right, which is the Buckingham, is reaching about $10 to $15 right now. So definitely keep an eye open on that. On the next slide, I just have a movie poster up because we're getting ready to head into this week. This is a big week for Marvel. All the reviews that we've been seeing come out have been nothing but basically praising this movie. I mean, glazing it to death. So I hope that all these reviews that I've been seeing, are true, and I'm ready for this film, dude. So another thing that I wanted to bring up was, do you remember, Lucas, when we saw the first trailer for this movie? And I forget the actor's name, but we all assumed that he was playing Red Ghost, right?
No, I do not remember the trailer. No.
All right. Do you remember the guy from Red, the funny guy, the older funny guy that was kind of like serious and not serious at the same time? Buck, what's this guy's name? John Malkovich.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. So he had a role in this film, and apparently none of his material made it into the final cut.
Really?
Right? Yes, dude. And when I saw this, I thought I'd mention it because I saw people posting their Red Ghost spec. I saw people, talking about that. Oh, well, he can be the guy with Doom and all this and all that, right? And now, like, they just completely killed the aspects of that side of the market right there.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy because look, Malkovich, he's a hell of an actor, and then to take his stuff out, unless they're planning on using whatever scene they had in some other freaking movie, which is something they can do. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I don't know. I guess we'll see, man.
What's your guys' thoughts on going into this?
Can't wait. Already got my freaking tickets. Almost had a freaking slight heart attack because I think it was on Friday. I was like, all right, let me go ahead and freaking get these tickets. And then shit said sold out. Everything on Friday and Saturday. I was like, what the fuck? So I had to go to the wife. I was like, hey, shit sold out. I think we had to go to like AMC and slum it with the freaking rest of everybody else. And then she was like, oh, that's fuck. So she went back to check a couple of hours later. Then they had new times and everything. So thank goodness, because man, either regardless, man, freaking people, because I love reserve seat, right? That's me, right? But it's kind of crazy that even with reserve seating, people are buying seats like right next to somebody else. Like, what's the point of having reserve seating? You're just gonna buy one right next to somebody that you don't even fucking know. I don't know. But yeah, again, I think this is gonna be a freaking interesting thing to see right after Superman, within what 3 weeks of Superman coming out, right? Man, and this is the way it used to be. People forget making blockbusters during freaking summertime, like the big ones, and then they would just freaking battle it out. But then Marvel, DC went crazy with just releasing it any freaking time. So we'll see, man. We'll see how to work. And I'm glad to hear that people are freaking liking it so far.
Yeah, dude, I haven't seen one bad review for it yet. I mean, the reviews for it have been highly praised. So The other thing that I'm interested in seeing is they mentioned that we'll have quite a few villains in this film, as well as mentions of villains in this film. So it sounds like a recipe for success. So let's just hope that it's as good as we all freaking think it is. All right.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
everybody.
Oh, did you want to say something else?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, everybody, keep in mind and keep an eye out for those popcorn buckets because they are through the roof at the moment.
Yeah, freaking at my local AMC, I saw the newspaper Superman one. I think I might have to go back and get it because I didn't see a bunch, but I just saw like one right there. So I might have to go back and freaking see if that one's for sale. Because that shit was freaking awesome.
Yeah, the three that you should be after is, of course, the Galactus head, then the Herbie, and then the Fantastic Car itself, which is being offered at Regal. I believe the Herbie and Galactus is pretty much being damn near offered everywhere. So,
Yep. Give a shout out to Ferdbird the Nerd. Hey, what's going on? And Dwayne Scott saying Cloud Galactus will be vindicated. All right, next is I just want to give a quick shout out to this movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It is not a remake. It is a continuation of the franchise from 1997, right? So they had I Know What You Did Last Summer. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and then they had a freaky ass TV series that would give a little bit more detail, and I thought that's where they were going along because they started talking about church and cults and stuff. But then they just went off to the right again and put it to what everybody can freaking understand. The first 15, 20 minutes, it violates some of my basic rules of, hey, can't have talking scenes, especially if it's horror. Can't have talking scenes back to back. This one had like, especially if there's like no new information. This one had like 4. There was one point after the first 2, I was like, you know what? I'm going to the fucking bathroom. Went to the bathroom, came back, motherfuckers were still talking. It was weird. And it only started picking up once they brought back the old freaking stars from the original movie, and then freaking started picking up, and then it became amazing. Great freaking amazing. It was like what me as an old head fucking remember from the last one, where it's like, oh, it's just a guy with a fucking fish hook. Yeah, it was a guy with a fucking fish hook with the intentions and the means. So great freaking
promo for this movie was insane. They actually had somebody walking around in the full gear head to toe with a fucking fish hook walking around the city. All right. So they had literally, I want to say, I saw several TikToks and several security feeds of this guy just walking through the city, walking behind people. And, you know, they never came out and said, like, yeah, hey guys, you can chill the fuck out. This is promo for the movie. So it's kind of like one of those things that if you know, you just know, right? But yeah, I thought that was a nice little touch that did make me want to see this.
Yeah, it's either if you love horror, you're gonna go to the theater and fucking see it. If you're not, you're kind of on the fence. There's no problem in waiting for it to come out at the on streaming. But even then, I think you're gonna freaking enjoy it. It was freaking good. All right, so that was the last of your slides. So let's go ahead and take a break so I can freaking go ahead and freaking set up for the FOC. We're going to start with the bad freaking covers. So we'll be right back in about 25 seconds.
Hey, Radiant Black here, and next month Hold up. Wait, who's that? Wait a second, are we getting a new yellow? Is this another one of those crazy special issues? Does this one break time? Uh-huh. Oh, it only breaks hearts. Oof. Well, you've been warned. Don't miss a very special issue of Radiant Black, featuring a first appearance of our new Radiant Yellow. Pre-order Radiant Black 36 today with your local comic book store.
All right, once again, that was Radiant Black number 36. I forget when the FOC is either passed or whatever the fuck. But here we go with some of the stuff that is on FOC of covers that are just freaking bad. Don't know what the heck is going on with the Avengers number 29. I kind of like each of these characters individually. Not quite sure putting them together. on the thing that says, "Hey, what is Grail and what is this connection to Secret Wars?" Can't believe we're still doing freaking Secret Wars stuff, but that's where they're wanting us to pay for this stuff. Some Scarlet Witch action. Okay, not sure what's going on. This does not make me want to freaking read it. The art is okay, but it's not amazing. It doesn't make me. And this is once again, this is an incentive, by the way, but does not make me want to freaking read the freaking cover at all. Peace from Loco with Venom. I'll let you decide. Do you want to freaking pay money for this freaking cover? It's up to you. Like I don't know what's going on. Like I don't freaking get it. Let's see next, and Venom, Black, White, and Blood. That's what the freaking title is. And then Wolverine. We've seen the concept over and over and over again, but to me, it just looks like two old hobos fucking fighting in the park. At this fucking point, not sure what they were going for, but just say, okay. Derek Neiman says Venom in the background is kind of rough. Then Exceptional X-Men. Too much going on with the new Dream character and these new characters. It's like, all right, great. Don't necessarily know who all these freaking characters off the top of my head. Don't know what's freaking going on here. Doesn't make me want to read Exceptional X-Men number 12. The only thing that makes me kind of interested in this book is that it's written by Al Ewing. Al Ewing has been clutch in getting some of these storylines, but the art doesn't do it any favors. And then Exceptional X-Men number 12. This is another freaking cover. Woo! You know, I love Emma, right? I freaking loved her as a freaking character. I've loved some of the art that they've been doing for some of these. But this one right here, and it's kind of weird also because it makes her, she's like 35 or 40 in this freaking one. Kind of makes her like they're trying to make her look as young as some of these other kids. So I'm not sure what they were going for here, but it's not quite freaking hitting it for me. Nor makes me want to freaking read it. Jason Scott Campbell, man, he's been putting out a lot of covers. So I'll give him some grace on these, but for this just spectacular collection, if Amazing Spider-Man, this looks like if you were having a kid's birthday party and you needed a guy to dress up as Spider-Man, so you went to the park and hired a crackhead to fucking put on a Spider-Man costume, and then took a photo. That looks like what's happening freaking here. All right.
I mean, hey, you know what? I'll be honest though, it's better than Zesty Daredevil. All right, I'll give him that. Man.
Yeah.
Daredevil.
I said that in the group. Lucas.
What did this look like?
No, that J. Scott Campbell needed to leave Daredevil alone. And I say he looks zesty. Those are my exact words.
Yeah, like oh. Looks like I got a little sweet tea. It is looking like I don't know what was going on. All right. Imperial. Look, the Imperial issue number 1. Freaking amazing, right? Makes me want to read more. But these covers keep making me forget that it's an actual freaking thing. I don't know what the fuck is going on here, right? I don't even know. When I look, I know who this character, like the lady, I know who that lady is. I forget what her name is. But I'm not interested in Nova, right? I'm not even interested in freaking Star-Lord, right? As he has it on his cover. Star-Lord has an amazing freaking thing that was happening to him like 2 or 3 years ago. This cover is not, makes me give a fuck less about even these characters. It's a damn shame. The new Avengers. Not sure what's going on here with old girl and Hulk. Not sure.
It looks like Wolverine's first appearance homage.
Yeah.
But it just sucks.
It's like like when like when the 10-year-old is like doodling in his book during math class when he's not supposed to, and he just put some shit together. Yeah. Um, Death of the Silver Surfer. The title was amazing. Death of the Silver Surfer makes me, but somehow this cover makes me go, what are we doing here? Too much freaking going on. Everybody looks freaking sad. Not sure. Got Sue Storm on the cover looking crazy. Right? These are not the superheroes I know.
And this book is supposed to be a big key too.
Is there a new character going to be in here? We know.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like something from Galactus's past comes to hunt him in his future, basically, or in the present. So they kind of alluded to some type of big character coming. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, DK Ruan did this cover. And DK Ruan has some absolute bangers. Right? Some that I believe that if they were released at an appropriate time, because look, some of these artists that are out there are putting together some amazing freaking stuff, but it gets kind of lost and shuffled because they're releasing it at the same time that there's some absolutely amazing bangers as well. But DK Ruan kind of really missed with this one.
And then
I know she can do better.
Solicitation states that an ancient universe-ending threat born from the sins of Galactus is unleashed. Yeah. So,
and Chris is maybe going to get pissed off at me for this one. Annie Wu with this one. Spider Girl number 3. Here's the deal, right? I really like Annie Wu stuff. I really like it. This is not an Annie Wu cover for me.
No, it's not what we're used to. Not at all.
And the leading with the sneakers. Are we trying to make Spider-Girl a sneakerhead now? Which is fine, but I really don't give a fuck about Spider-Girl right now. At issue number 3, which is kind of crazy. Issue number 3, we already don't give a fuck about Spider-Girl. We really haven't done anything with the character.
Yeah, and I haven't had a chance to check it out. I've been picking the series up because my boy is on the main covers, but I gotta crack into this. So I've been too focused on shit like Storm and Imperial and other things like that to keep up with this at the moment. But I did pick them all up.
X-Men of Apocalypse, right? Not sure what's going on here. It's weird. I mean, if they had just had the Wolverine on the freaking cover, maybe if they just had the Magneto on the cover, maybe if they just had, because the Apocalypse in the background looks amazing. Freaking love it. But the Wolverine looks kind of crazy. Ed McGuinness on this one. Then I'm not sure what's going on with this cereal box freaking type of cover. Oh, it's a retro Halloween mask variant. Looks like a freaking Xbox cover. Why are we talking about Halloween when we're only in fucking August? Got a dang Peach Momoko again on this one. And I think this one is either like a 1 to 50 or probably like a 1 to 100. With a cover price of $5.99 for this bull. Don't even know what's going on here. It used to be, even when she did like this crazy stuff, there would be like a hint of like like front meat, back meat, something to tantalize everybody, just like hitting freaking pornography in there. She's not even freaking trying this shit anymore. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
This is garbage.
What the fuck? What were they thinking?
Don't know. IDW issue number 11. This looks like a reproduction of the Miles Morales freaking Duncan cover. If they were doing anything else except for playing basketball, I can freaking let it slide, but it's just freaking too weird for me. Absolute Batman number 11. This is the cover C by Burnham, or Chris Burnham. Looks like Batman needs to get back on leg day.
And let me put you into perspective on how fucking big this guy is, right? So, Absolute Batman is 6'9", 421 pounds, okay? That is the like literal official shit for Batman, Absolute Batman, right? So how fucking big is Bane then? Like, Bane has to be walking around like a fucking Nephilim, all right? Like, what the fuck? Like, Bane is a Nephilim in the Absolute universe. He's fucking 15 fucking feet tall and 1,000 pounds. You know, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure you saw that panel where he's holding Batman by his fucking foot and just dangling him. And I'm just thinking in my head, okay, you guys told us that this dude is 6'9", 421 pounds. Now, that's big as fuck for a human being, okay? That's a fucking, you know, wrestler, fucking linebacker or something, right? And even then, dude, 421 is really fucking big, all right? So how fucking big is Absolute Bane? Just think about that for a second.
All I know is big enough that I don't want to meet him in a freaking back alley. Dude, Scott says he didn't miss any of his mom's fucking meals. Let's see. And then this
shout
one,
out to Bird in the comments, man.
Okay, on this one, the reason why I ding this one is because it looks too much like you ever see any of those covers with like Doc Ock and like the tentacles are like coming out the freaking back? That's what this reminds me of. Doesn't look like a fucking Batman cover.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on here.
It reminds me of that you know, I'm jumping off of something high and I'm coming down onto you in some weird ass fucking way, like a spider monkey or some shit.
Yeah, so, like is his cape art? Is his cape tentacles now? Like, is it like
Doctor dude is not an original fucking cape to begin with. I mean, it's like two fucking flaps, and I'm not exactly sure how his big ass is floating around with it, but you know, I don't think that little bitty ass cape is carrying fucking 6'9" and 421. So, you know, let's just enjoy it for what it is right now. Because
Dwayne Scott says maybe he's being thrown on to something. Maybe. I could see that.
Shit. Well, he's not being thrown on to Bane because Bane pieced that motherfucker up so quick that, you know, Batman wasn't so absolute anymore, right? It was like, shit, we need to just name this series Absolute Bane, right? How the fuck is he going to defeat a Nephilim?
And then this one, Dustin Nguyen. I like Dustin Nguyen as a freaking artist. He hasn't had any freaking top freaking 10s or whatever, but still, Dustin Nguyen's freaking great freaking artist. I just don't know what the fuck's going on here. Then you got the Fall Leaves. Right, this book is supposed to come out in August. You got the Fall Leaves. Don't remind me that fall is coming up. That motherfuckers going to have to go back to school soon. Don't do that to me. Don't do that yet. Yeah, fuck this cover. Then this one is a little weird, right? This one is I forget what the fuck is this character's name? This is like the wife of Aquaman or whatever, but it looks to me like Rogue, like because it looks like she's got the fire. Supposed had the firepower, but it says she's spitting out fucking fire, right? And then it looks like at the last minute, oh shit, yeah, nobody's gonna give it. But let's go ahead and show the ass. Like put her in some fucking Spanx. Give her a good ass.
She caked up though.
Everybody's kicked up in freaking Spanx and shit in those freaking exercise jogging joints. Mara, there we go. Thanks, comics. Yeah, my freaking comics knowledge just goes down with every freaking sip of tequila. And then This one is Batman and Robin number 24. What about this cover makes you want to freaking read this book? It's not even a good cover. Even if it's not a good cover, the art is supposed to make you want to read the book. It just does nothing. Cover C by Jorge Fornes. And then this is your 1 in 25 by Pablo Alcalá. And I've read it, and it's not. The book is not bad. If you just like reading books about the interrelationships about your heroes, it's a great book. If you want to like see like action and development of the characters, no, this is not the book for you. This is more for people that like about talking and reading about the interrelationship in between Batman and Robin. This one is a good book. Brad Selden, hey, how's it going, man? From B-Sound 305. And Brad Selden says he just got back from Florida SuperCon. Dope. Batman Gotham by Gaslight, Elite for Justice, issue number 2. There's something off about it. The concept is good, but it's just something off about it. And then Image has Blood and Thunder number 4. It had that one weird J. Scott Campbell that was on fire for a little minute, and then people forgot about it. But here we are with a 1 in 10 by Amy Tong, Rexy Locus. This one was weird for me, right? Because you got Supergirl. Once again, this is a 1 in 25 by Amy Reeder. Supergirl, love the whole thing with the plushies and everything. But if you look very closely, there's Jeff the Shark. Don't know what that's all about. Jeff the Shark, Crypto, and all these other little characters. So not sure why the fuck they got Jeff the Shark on here, but it was a little weird for me. Or maybe I'm just disturbed because I've been playing Marvel Rivals too much.
Possibly, because he's missing Jeff's legs. Jeff got 4 legs and the tail. You know what I mean?
Can't miss the teeth though. Can't miss the teeth.
Yeah,
teeth. Then you got Godzilla up to the left. Then I forget the name of the butterfly. The butterfly is right there. Not sure who the snake is, but there's Crypto, and there's the Super Cat. Not sure who the turtle is, but yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna pick this up, and in 10 years, I'll tell my kids that this was Jeff's first appearance on DC Comics.
They need to have a DC versus Marvel super video game. Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum number 1, is an interesting freaking storyline that you're trying to push because once again, they did an amazing freaking thing inside of the movie, talking about freaking Kryptonite, trying to introduce people to like how important Kryptonite is. So this storyline is supposed to be about the different types of Kryptonite and their effect of Kryptonite on freaking Superman. I literally opened it up on my freaking computer to freaking read. I haven't freaking read it yet, but this is a concept that I freaking want to read. And I think the only thing that I didn't see on the cover is Pink Kryptonite, which I think is the one that's supposed to turn gay. So I got to see if that's in the freaking joint. Transformers issue number 23. The issue that I had for it, once again, the art by itself is amazing, but the concept for it that they're driving for it makes me think this is kind of fucked up. So the concept is from the Iwo Jima flag raising, which is supposed to be like 4 to 5 Marines raising the fucking flag. It said you just got one Optimus Prime raising the flag with the Autobots. What the fuck's going on? I don't know. And then Unchosen issue number 2 is a new freaking book that's coming out. This is a 1 in 25 by David Marquez. Not sure what's going on. This one does not make me want to freaking read the book. And I think that's the last that I have for the terrible and bad freaking books that are freaking on FOC this week. So a lot of those were sentences you could probably freaking stay away from that at like 150s, 1 to 100s. You could probably freaking stay away from those. The Ice Cream Man team on the book. I gotta check it out. Okay. Let's go see if I got another. Yeah, let's see. Let's take a 23-second freaking break while I bring up the stuff that was actually pretty good. All right, now next up we got. I'm thinking this was probably maybe the tentacle cover of the week, and Free Planet number 4. Sweeney Boo with Conan the Barbarian.
I like that one. Sweeney Boo, that's my girl. I like that one.
Venom, Black, White, and Blood, Diwali. Some ultimate. I can't believe Ultimate Black Panther. Ultimate Black Panther is still going on with issue number 19. Wolverine. Full of bullet holes on the freaking cover, trying to freaking save somebody. Then here's your. It's not perfect, but it's okay. It's good. Wolverine with J. Scott Campbell from the J. Scott Campbell Dust Spectacular Collection, issue number 12. This is a Romita, JRJR, Amazing Spider-Man. It's not that bad. This Amazing freaking Spider-Man. This one is not bad either. Nothing to write home about, but it's actually not pretty good, not bad. In fact, I would kind of actually love this as a freaking poster.
Yeah,
that's
actually, that's fire, man.
Right, and this is a great freaking makeup from the one that I trashed earlier from DK1. This is a DK1. Psylocke issue number 10.
And if we're not mistaken, this is supposed to be Psylocke's new form, right? Where she's supposed to, I guess, her power kind of gets or reaches a new level, and this will be the first appearance on that. Shout out to Spidey Hunter for putting us onto that one.
She's going Ultra Instinct.
Shit, that's basically what it looks like. But I'm all for it, dude, because if we can get into like exploring different mutants and their powers, like taking new levels, I'm all for it, dude. I want to see some shit like that.
Yeah,
kind of reminiscent of Jean Grey, getting the Phoenix Force and mastering that, right? So,
yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one is done by Alyssa Wong, by the way. J. Scott Campbell. This one is the trade dress for the J. Scott Campbell Just Particular Content or collection. Imperial, another J. Scott Campbell. The way Campbell's got my dude on his tippy toes, though. Got my dude looking a little sweet.
He draws everything. All the feet on everything he draws look like that he has to draw them at an angle. That's how all the feet look.
And I think it's just something with him and drawing men, period. I think he's so used to drawing females that when he does draw men, it just it doesn't kind of come across to most people's liking. Like, you got the zesty Daredevil, you got the pointy elf feet, and this shit just, it ain't working. Now, I will say that the Doctor Doom is definitely working, and I definitely want that one. Right, but the rest of them so far, I don't know, man. That may not be it.
Yeah, Dwayne Scott says, yeah, he's got thin ankles still, and yeah, he doesn't draw men enough. Stacey Adams. Yeah, this Nova looks like he shines his boot buckles on a fucking Sunday while drinking a mimosa. You know what I mean? Uh, he looks like he's from a different breed. Imperial, issue number 3, Mateus Menihini. A lot going on, but you know what? I like it. Imperial, Scotty Young. Got my boy Black Panther hanging on to freaking freaking Space Rock. Then more Scotty Young with got my boy from Grimm. He's barely hanging on. New Avengers. Just got Campbell collection. This one's got a half for me. And I can't hate this New Avengers number 3, the variant edition, with Bucky. Because some of these guys, they are going to be at some of these Comic Cons. Try and get these joints signed. Death of the Silver Surfer, issue number 3. This makes me want to read it. This one's done by Simone Bianchi.
This one's pretty good. I like the work.
I like it too, but it's giving me fucking Zeta Gray vibes in the face. Like, I don't know if he's gonna actually surf or beam me up.
I don't know. He looks like he wants to fucking teabag you from that angle. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but that's not a surfer stance.
And don't get me wrong, Bianchi's been having some nice coverage like that amazing one in 25. I think we got like a couple of weeks ago, which was fire. I'm still gonna pick this up, but like I said, the face is giving me just Zeta Gray vibes or something, dude.
Another great Death of Silver Surfer freaking cover. Love the freaking scale on this one, freaking of how tall Silver Surfer is compared to Galactus. I'll never hate on that one. This one is done by Claudio Castellini. And then bring on the bad guys. This one is Dormammu.
Yeah, by Lee Bermejo. And I know that one of the J. Scott Campbell variants is supposed to be on this book. I don't think it's been revealed yet, has it? Because I was wondering if it was going to be Sister Sorrow. That's who I'm guessing it's going to be, because she's been on all the incentives except the 1 in 25s.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Penguin site right now, and no, there is an incentive by League or Bay for the Dormammu, and let's see.
Like, I know the 1 in 25 is probably going to be him fighting possibly Doctor Strange, right? And then, like, on the trend of the 1 in 50s, it's been Sister Sorrow, like, on every issue so far. Like, because, like, even on the Abomination, the last one we got was the Fan Young Sister Sorrow. So I'm just assuming with the trend that they're going, that this J. Scott Campbell is probably going to be Sister Sorrow.
Now, I know there's a couple of League or Bays done by for Sister Sorrow, but not necessarily this one. So another great one.
1 in 25, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
Your boy on the Spider-Girl issue number 3, Diva Nakayama.
I like it, dude. I think he's been blowing these covers out of the park, honestly, on the Spider-Girls. And he was kind of like the perfect guy to do it because, he's Hawaiian. So, he added all those elements into the first cover. So he's been doing pretty well with these.
Jan Bazaldua on this cover. Really love this cover. Don't know why her cheeks are like that though, because it looks like she was supposed to be blowing a bubble with some bubblegum cover.
She constipated.
Could be. She's a little girl, can't hold her freaking her bowels. Marvel All-in-One thing versus the Marvel Universe. I could see that. Peach Momoko.
I actually like this one.
I think the Storm is okay.
Yeah.
I think she's worked on her fingers, because I remember a few years ago the fingers that Peach used to do was less than par.
I mean, her shit was trippy anyway, so I wasn't worried about the fingers at all. But here we go. Godzilla destroys the Marvel Universe. Not a bad cover at all. Same thing of Spidey trying to freaking, save somebody, but with the added thing of Godzilla about to fuck shit up.
Kind of nod to Amazing Fantasy.
Yeah. This one's done by Stonehouse. Out of nowhere. Scotty Young with X-Men Alpha of Apocalypse. Another freaking great freaking X-Men of the Apocalypse. This one I actually kind of liked. I didn't like the other ones, but this one actually looks pretty good.
And this is Mark Brooks.
Yep.
Okay, so he's coming back, off those incentives that he did like this before. So, if I'm not mistaken, these should all have virgins, right?
I'm checking now.
Because I know on the original ones, the ones that he just did not too long ago, every one of those had an inversion. Because I collected that set, so I assuming they're gonna go the same route with this set too.
Comics Embraced, I should ban you for correcting the fuck you said. There are no corrections here, sir. No corrections. Look, this is a drinking show, sir. So come as you are, all fucked up. Just try and keep the racism and the freaking sexism to a minimum. This Torrin Clark of the X-Men Alpha of Apocalypse.
Oh my god, dude. It's fucking fire, dude. Fucking dope. Gotta have one.
Kevin says, I am dark drinking. Yeah, you're drinking, so don't correct yourself. You fuck it up, I will try and decipher it. I will try and decipher what you said. Got it. The only thing I ask for is just you make sure that you share what you got. What are you drinking? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I actually like this concept right here. It got the freaking turtles all backed up in the back of a cop car. I like it.
Yeah, it's dope.
I like it. That's the retailer incentive rep. The next one.
Mm-hmm. This Kevin Eastman got him in jail. And the Pogie. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Rites of Spring. Issue number 2. Very reminiscent of Kid's book. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder, Kevin Gu, issue number 1. And I forget who did this one, but I kind of like this one. This is if they take off the trade dress or minimize it just a little bit more. This cover would be amazing.
Yeah, it is dope.
Another freaking Shredder freaking cover. I kind of like this one, man. Freaking Shredder just fucking hanging out, sharpening the fucking claws. This one is a 1/100 though. That's the only problem with it. It's a 1/100 by Cedric.
Oh wow.
Absolute freaking Batman. Got my boy Bane looking like he basically that's what he did. He just fucked somebody up. But I think this one is a homage to Fight Club, though.
Yeah, it is. And it's fucking dope. Definitely need to pick one of these up. But you can clearly see that my man Bane is fucking a Nephilim. Okay? He's clearly a Nephilim. They need to just go ahead and admit it. Because this guy has to be fucking 19 feet tall at this point. Okay? From this depiction alone. Okay? If that's Batman underneath him, right? Remember, Batman is fucking 6'9", 421 in this fucking adaptation. How fucking big is Bane?
True. And this one right here is a 1 in 25 by Clayman. Okay. Looks like this negative variant with DK Rwan, cover B. I liked it when I first pulled it, but some of the like the chin and the nose, it's kind of like one of the old 1950s freaking tall, dark, and handsome freaking type aesthetic.
Kind of reminds me of like a manga, how manga's drawn.
Right.
But I'm not gonna lie, dude. I fucking like it. The fact that it's a negative space, and for once somebody gave the cape a little bit of depth, a little bit of texture to it. Fire, dude.
Yeah.
It's actually fire.
Comics Brace was asking about the Absolute Batman. Yeah, that was a 1 in 25 by Clayman. And then I really like this 1 in 25 by Scouter Partridge for Action Comics 1089. Just Superman or Superboy or whatever, just chilling on the freaking front porch for Crypto. Just looking out over the farm. Just chilling. Aquaman, All In, number 8, John Timms. This one is supposed to be all into the deep with the Justice League Blue. Don't know, is this supposed to be the first appearance of anybody or a new team or anything? But what caught my eye was there's an Indian dude on this freaking cover. That makes me want to read. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is an Indian dude doing on the fucking cover? Is there an Indian dude that's in the fucking Aquaman universe or in DC universe, period? Now I gotta fucking know. Cover B by Guillaume March. Kind of distressed that they went away from the Jason Momoa aesthetic. Now the Aquaman's a freaking blonde dude. But, alright. But yeah, I do like this. Still got my man sitting on the fucking throne. Even though the problem is the last time I read it, he was not the king anymore. He had to turn everything over to Mira. But now you got him sitting on the throne. Weird. This one is a cover D by Terso. Batman, Gotham by Gaslight, League for Justice, issue number 2. Back in the game. Clayton Crane still trying to freaking do it. Big Rig, second printing, cover A. I know they sold a lot. I think what was it, like 400,000 copies of issue number 1, right? That included the blind bags and everything. So I think they're doing all right. So I take back what I said earlier about Vault, right? At least they did the blind bags correct. At least they did that. Then there is a 1 in 10 for the second print, which is black and white. Then issue number 2, there's a Nathan Gooden, and then I believe also there's a blind bag for issue number 2. Here's a 1 in 10 by Dan Panosian. Panosian is doing some really good stuff. And then there's a 1 in 25, which is supposed to be a black and white.
Did you get a chance to read number 1 yet?
Yes, I don't remember.
So
Chris, you know by now. Don't ever ask me whether I read some shit, because the answer is yes, I probably did. But by the time we get to this fucking show, shit was probably like issue number 1 was 2 months ago, probably. So yes, I've probably read it Don't forget the shit already.
Yeah, you know, I was just gonna say like that. I only ask you because I know if you don't remember, then I don't have to trip over it. You know what I mean? Now, if you remember it, that means I gotta go pick a couple of extra up because I didn't get to it yet. Trying to get my Marvel in, you know. And Storm has been fucking incredible. Next issue comes out this week where we're finally going to see the confrontation between the One Above All and this new Hadid character, right? Yeah. So it's a good time right now.
Issue number 2 with Peach Momoko. Then there is your issue number 2 blind box. Right. Let me tell you, the box does not look like that. In fact, I got my fucking. I got one of the boxes here. Hold up. Give me 30 seconds. Let's go and fucking grab this shit.
Let's see.
All right, here we go. Let's see, let me blow myself up. Here we go. All right, so this is what the box looks like. It is just a regular cardboard box. I don't know why I thought it was like more concrete or something like that, but it is just now it does kind of have the art on the front, but it's just a regular freaking cardboard box. It does have this little freaking strip, which is supposed to be a seal. But guess what? Here's what fucks it up is that if they wanted to do it right, they would have put the seal around here, around the front edges, because you could still open the shit and not disturb the fucking seal.
Wow.
That's what's fucked up.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. Yeah. I don't think they thought that one through.
Yeah, and what's kind of crazy is that on some of the boxes that I received, some of the seals, right, like right here, it looks like there's a little bit of tearing, right? Because I get it. They were trying to get the shit out quick, but it looks even kind of shadier, especially now that I know that you can freaking open the freaking shit what people have been talking about freaking online. So yeah, don't spend too much more money on this. Do not pay $70 or $80 for that. If they want to sell it to you for like $50, yep, that's fine. Don't spend much more than fucking $50-$60 for that shit, because the blind box fucking thing that they're trying to put out is absolutely not good. Once again, if they want to do it right, seal has got to come all the way around the fucking box, so you could try and at least be able to decipher whether or not it's actually been sealed. Just saying. I'll get fucking probably banned and fucking blind for that shit too. All right. Captain Planet issue number 3, Christian Ward. Conan the Barbarian number 23. Love this. Greg Staples. Looks like, oh shit, excuse me.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Hey, my man.
Cover C for Captain Planet issue number 3, Christian Ward. Near share Greg Staples. He just got done chopping the head off a fucking giant. Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger, cover B, Thaddeus Robeck. And very interesting use of the negative freaking space. Amazing. EC Blood Type issue number 3. A lot of people have been reading it and loving these freaking horror stories and montages that's been coming out of there. This one right here, however, is a 1 of 10 by Albert Montes. Then there's your 1 of 20 by Sorrentino. 1 of 50 by Patricia Martin. Back to DC with Fire and Ice when Hell Freezes Over, Jack Hughes. I fucking did a double take. I was like, Hughes, oh, this looks good. Oh no, this is his third cousin, twice removed. For Adam Hughes. This is Jack Hughes. This ain't Adam. This is Jack. But it still looks good.
It looks good. Actually,
I don't like the blue, the chicken blues face. or at least her contortion.
I get you. I understand it, but you know what? It looks like a girl that I would see in public, and that's what I like. I like it when there's a tinge of this is the type of girl I would see in public, and it doesn't go too out of crazy with trying to show her body. Just like, hey, this is a girl you might see out in public. This is exactly what I might see, like her holding it or no arm in arm with her or her friend. She might be a little drunk while you're doing like this, walking out like this, but this is the type of girl I might see out. Now the one on the left, that's where it gets a little off because it's a little too modelly. But you know what? I'm kind of digging this one. All right, Green Lantern Corps issue number 7, Star Breaker Supremacy variant, Rian Gonzalez.
Yeah, I think I like this. Only because it Star Sapphire.
Yeah, I've been picking all these up. She's one of my favorites, actually. Disappointed me a little bit with that little fiasco, but her shit is always solid. I actually missed one, if you believe it or not. That Rick and Morty 1 in 100 that came out a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about. I had to double back and pick that one up, man.
Coming Reeves calls it the paper doll variant. If one of you sick bastards is actually cutting the cover out and making paper dolls with this, I dare you to put photos online and show it on Instagram. I fucking dare you. No judgment. Just saying. Green Lantern Corps number 7, 1 to 25 by Natasha Bustos. This is why I'm kind of nervous about the Lantern Corps or the Lantern Project on HBO, because I want to see all these little new Green Lanterns. This is actually what I want to see, but I'm nervous that they're not going to do it right.
What's the black chick's lantern's name again?
Yeah, I forget what her name is.
I know her real name is Sojourner, like her actual name in the comic book, but I don't remember what her superhero name is.
Doesn't matter.
I was when I was in Arizona. I was at the comic book shop with my younger brother, and I was buying him like a lot of like the number ones of black comic book characters. And I was trying to look through the long box and find her, but I couldn't remember what the comic book's name is.
Okay, so Sojourner Joe Mullen. Is there a full name is? And main alias Lantern Mullen. That's all it is.
She don't have. What's the name of her comic book series?
The one that she started out with Far Sector.
Far Sector. Okay. That's what I was trying to find that. Okay.
So it's interesting because if they just start with where she's at, it's really interesting because she is literally plopped out into like the middle of a fucking war. That's how her whole thing's serious. She just plopped out into the fucking middle of war. We have no idea who she is or anything. She just plopped down in the middle of war. They're like, all right, girl, go. And she's running around doing all this other stuff, right? The art was terrible. Let me tell you, for First Sector, it was absolutely terrible. But the way they ran with her, I kind of like it. But once again, these Green Lanterns, the Green Lantern, the Yellow Lanterns, the Sinestro Sons, right? Makes me kind of. They could do that too. All that stuff would be really interesting. King Spawn, issue number 48, created by Kabar. I probably should have thrown this one in the bad because it reminds me too much of the Batman Gargoyle on the top of a freaking building, looking like he's getting ready to freaking do something. Not bad art, but just bad concept. Love Struck issue number 2. I love this homage to It's a match to the Saturday Night Live that actually did a movie. You guys know what I'm talking about? Or you guys
Blues
too young?
Brothers.
There you go.
Uh,
There you go. Metal Warrior TP Pitskin Descent Brutal Killing Machine. It comes with a 7-inch vinyl record. Gotta have this one.
wow.
This is crazy that I actually bought a record player just to play the records that I get through comics. um, love this. This is a homage to that Hulk. Is it Hulk? No, Wolverine joint that we got Hulk in the joint, and the reflection. Peacemaker presents Vigilante Eagle double feature. This one is a Mitch Gerard's variant. And then a Cover B by David Talaski. Can't have too much nudity. And then this one is Cover C by Doug Mankey. Saying why you gotta put your balls on dude's freaking face. That's fucked up. But it kind of fucked me up at first because it reminds me of what's the name of that lizard dude from Marvel? Yeah, there's a lizard guy that's a doctor.
Oh, the lizard.
Yeah.
Fucking I forgot his real name right now. But yeah.
Rick and Morty versus the Universe 1 in 50 by Jared Williams. And then this one is a homage, of course, to I forget what the homage was to right now. But this one is a 1 in 25 by Marcello Costa. This one is Rogue, issue number 29.
I think it's like X-Men 137 or something like that, possibly.
There's a DC.
Or is it the Superman carrying Harley?
That's the super. Isn't that the Supergirl or holding
Yeah, it's Superman holding Supergirl DC. It was like a big fucking. I just can't remember it right now. Maybe the chat can freaking help us out. Space Ghost with Francesco Mattina.
Oh, that's tough.
Rough, right? If only they didn't do 10 other covers of this in different fucking colors. I would fucking pick this shit up. Bjorn Barons. This one is an Alex Ross though. Alex Ross negative.
I feel like I wanna like it. It has like some interesting design going on.
After everything I've said about Dynamite, I fuck with it. Supergirl issue number 4, Stanley Archer.
Yeah, you already know how I feel about Archer.
I don't know. How do you feel about Archer?
It's the same face, and but just that he uses hair to cover up different parts and like changes the direction the face is like facing, but it's literally the same face in every character.
But it's a different costume this time. They choose violence. This one is a Raza. And then this one is the Black exploitation film homage. This one is a Jorge Corona Mike Spicer for Transformers issue number 23.
And that cover that we were talking about, that was actually Uncanny X-Men 136 homage, where Cyclops is holding a dead Jean Grey.
Okay. David Nakayama.
Dope. And if I'm not mistaken, they've all been a connecting set covers that he's been doing on this.
So serious that Archer catching strays. Goddamn right. I'm not sure what's going on, but Prime's missing an arm.
Megatron ate it off.
They take the art off of this You just have it like this.
Take the trade dress off of it.
Yep. And just kind of focus in. I see what they're going for. I see the vision. This one is 1 at 50 by Piper. Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman, issue number 3, 1 at 25 by Mirka Andolfo.
I feel like I like this.
Yeah, it's fucking dope.
It's good artwork.
Unchosen number 2, 1 at 15 by Nick Darrington. And it looks like that is the last of the good. Let's see. What else do we got here? Let's take a... All right. Just I put these in a separate category because if I didn't, they would just never get any play. Star Wars issue number 4. It's called Beware the Xantark Stormtroopers. Never heard of those guys before. Good art. This one is an action figure variant for Star Wars Power of the Force. Ben Obi-Wan Kenobi. General Grievous task cover. Star Trek Strange New Worlds Scenes of Salvation. Yep, definitely some new characters in this one. I've read it. A lot of tentacles in this particular issue. Star Trek is so tough right now because I like the new stuff. I just can't remember to fucking watch it. I literally can't. In between Star Trek and freaking Doctor Who, two of my favorite things. Like, oh yeah, I should be watching this shit. I just can't remember to fucking watch it. Let's see. All right, let's take a 43-second break while I bring up my top 10. This one FOC this week. Stand by.
Lucas, I think I'm gonna slide out of here, man. I'll holler at you, Chris. All right, Lucas.
All right, for my top ones that are more my favorites this week. Once again, not yours, not Chris's, just kind of my favorites this week was Venom, Black, White, and freaking Blood. Love this cover as well. Love how the fucking dripping Venom drops down and actually spells out Venom. Probably should have gotten rid of the Black, White, and Blood at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. The J. Scott Campbell Just Particular collection. This one was that Wolverine again. Man, this Juan Ferreira for Wolverine. Right? Look, they've outplayed Sabretooth too much, but when you just look like, hey, I don't know who to be more afraid of, for Sabretooth with Wolverine coming at you, or for Wolverine with Sabretooth coming at you with those fucking claws. Freaking great freaking concept. Love this, especially with the fucking, once the fucking hair comes out on fucking Sabretooth, he's ready to fucking dust it up, man. Love it. Yep, that's Psylocke, J. Scott Campbell. Another Psylocke issue number 10. That new Avengers, J. Scott Campbell. By the way, these are 1/100s, by the way. That Spider-Girl issue number 3. Godzilla destroys the Marvel Universe issue number 2 with King Ghidorah. They've been pushing a lot of this King Ghidorah stuff. They had some really great freaking toys and statues and stuff, man. That Diamond never actually fucking bought, by the way. Marvel Swimsuit Special. This is the second print. Another second print. Black and white variant with all the girls on the front. J. Scott Campbell. Rite of Spring issue number 2. I forget what this is homage to.
I'll have to come back to that one. I can't remember right now, but it does ring a bell.
Yeah. Here we go. Woody Harrelson's Natural Born Killers. Looks like another art germ with Supergirl issue number 4. But with Super Cat. Was that it? Yeah, that was it for that. And then let's go to some of the stuff that's coming out this week. Oh, this is not good.
I actually have it up already, but
yeah. Let's go ahead and show it because the photos that I have ready here are actually fucking web files, and that's just not fucking good. Mojo Quid, what's happening, peeps? Hey, how's it going? Freaking great to freaking see you guys in here. Once again, if you guys need any freaking questions answered, once again, don't forget to hit me up on Instagram at Chutons and Greens. I forget whether Cornbread's part of the freaking name as well. And then also, don't forget to freaking follow Comic Crusaders as well as Sir Christopher the Great on Instagram as well.
let's see. Let me see if I'm sharing the right one. All right, dude. This is acting funny. You might have to run it, bro.
All right. I mean, we can see it.
Yeah, it just it won't let me actually click on anything though. I don't know why. Like here, how about I try it this way? All right. Let's see here. All right, so what about now? Which one do you see?
Let's see, move at stage. Yeah, I mean, see your Midtown. I see that you have Midtown Comics up.
All right. So sharing. Now let me do.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, what about now? I think it's good. Shit. Fine. The fuck. All right, never do. Just go ahead. I don't know why the fuck it's doing that right now.
All right, here we go let's start with Dark Horse. I'm looking at Critics Roll Vox, which people forget that there's actually a cartoon on Prime Video. Texarkanium, which actually sucks. Sold out is some of the TPs as well as the I forget what issue this is for Usagi Yojimbo 10,000 plums. Going into some of the DC stuff, Absolute Martian Manhunter issue number 5 doing okay. Nothing to write home about so far. Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 10 is okay. Batman actually not selling too well lately. Just kind of interesting. Don't forget that the piss variant that I called out for Batman number 161, the Clayman cardstock is coming out. Now, I think that was a 1 in 10. Either way, it's selling for $10. I love the DC versus the Vampire. This Ryan Brown cardstock. This is one of my favorites. Just love it, like it a lot. Then Gotham City Sirens Unfit for Orbit, issue number 4, the Nubovich, with Harley, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy on the cover, all dressed up. Looks like they're pushing a lot of Halloween stuff early this year. Then Gotham City Sirens, blah, blah, blah. Then David Tor has a Green Lantern cover for issue number 25. Looks like it's sold out is a Salvador La Roca. Freaking, but it's early to say. Cover art is cover price is $5.99. Derek 2 has a cover for Justice League Unlimited issue number 9. Once again with Harley, Ivy, and Catwoman. Comics Ray says that he had a great time freaking bagging and boarding books. Absolutely freaking. I'm glad you did, brother. Yeah, we're coming quite to a close. We're just talking about some of the stuff that's actually coming out this coming Wednesday. Mr. Terrific Year 1. Look, I've heard people talk about, hey, they want to see him get his own series or something so they know more about him. But hey, people forget there's actually a fucking comic book that you can go to your local comic book store or bookstore and actually fucking buy. This one is by Raza, which freaking kind of captures the vibe from the movie about him. So I'm not sure that his costume in the movie had that was exactly the same though. New history, like this Superman issue number 28. The cover B by Nathan Zerdy, who has been on fire, just not getting the recognition that he deserves. Still trying to stay in the mix. Tula Lote with Superman issue number 28. Not quite as freaky as we're used to. This one wants me, once again, I talk about a cover making you want to read. What the heck is going on? This makes me want to read what the heck is going on with the Salvador La Roca cardstock, where Superman and the freaking on his deathbed with Lex Luthor hanging out over him. Dynamite has Barbarella number 5 coming out, and Akira freaking homage with cover H for Barbarella, incentive by Richard Pace.
Yeah, that one sold out quick too.
Yeah,
there's the Angela Wu as well.
I mean, it looks good. Looks good.
Yeah.
It means people still are paying attention now. So it is interesting, right? Because when they were just within the Diamond system, people really didn't give a damn. But now that it's in the it's currently in the lunar system, people are paying a little bit more attention to what the heck is freaking going on, right? So don't throw off Diamond for too much longer, right?
And I
Love.
also see how they pushed all these Captain Planet variants out, because if I'm not mistaken, this is the rest of the series they got up.
Mhm. Trust me, we've had to go through these 3 times on FOC for some of these Captain Planets, and they just weren't freaking coming out because of their issues with Diamond Comics. Red Sonja attacks Mars. Then there's this Greg Land version cover with Red Sonja yelling at a fucking Martian. Silver Hawks issue, volume 2, issue number 5. This one's a Mark Spears variant. Powderpuff Girls with Thundercats.
The Paulina Ganache and the Nicoletta Balderi are absolutely gorgeous.
I like the
and the COE is not that bad either.
I like the zesty the zesty Lionel, because if there's any character from our childhood that would make sense for him to be zesty, it would be Lionel. Because dude, when he went into the capsule, the nigga was 10 years old. And when he came out, he's like a full grown man with a beard and mustache and all that. And it's like, yo, didn't even get the dude time to freaking grow up. So yeah. We covered the Ganache, we covered all that stuff, man. Just don't quite understand who got so high they were like, you know what? Let's go ahead and put him with the Powerpuff Girls. That's gonna be all right. Not sure. But Vampirella, Armageddon number 2, Francesca Mattina. And this one is a Leslie Lurie for Vampirella. Kind of boring. This one, I'm kind of shocked that it's not sold out already.
The Virgin is already, not the trade dress. I think they just ordered a shit ton of these.
Yeah, usually all of them do okay. Mark Spears with Vampirella Armageddon. So here's what's crazy. It's all the monsters. You got the creature from Black Lagoon. You got Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, and Werewolf on a Vampirella cover, right? With Mark Spears as the artist, yeah, people aren't freaking gravitating toward it. So I gotta check to see if I ordered that shit. Hopefully I did. I think I ordered at least for regular for a customer. But look, cover G for who was the artist on this one again?
I think it was
Francesca Mattina. They had a foil sold out on that one.
And then originally the version, I think there might be 2 versions, because I think it might be a foil version and possibly there it is, sold out.
Yeah, I think the cover T. Yeah, the cover T sold out. Nice. You go with some of the IDW. The Godzilla is okay.
I must say the best one is probably the Martin Simmons for sure. Looks really good.
Oh, that's just a trade paperback for that Godzilla. Blood Letter, that's Shirley Johnson.
Cover of the week right there, boy.
Yeah, it's not sold out. I cannot. This is a read of the week. I've not read it, and I cannot wait to read what the heck is going on with this little girl. Can't wait.
This nosy and is fucking gorgeous.
It is. Nightmare of the week, Department of Truth number 32. Say, oh, you forgot about us, huh? Well, fuck you and your nightmares. Trevor Henderson. Looks like it's either like a 1 in 25 probably for this one, or like 1 in 10 or 1 in 25. But
most likely the 1 in 25. And we got all these Exquisite Corpse. And a lot of these Exquisite Corpse, I pay attention to some of these covers because I think that the wraparound takes the cake for all the covers, first covers. appearance, but these individual variants with them on the cover, I believe, is some of their first solo covers, especially the 1 in 25 and 1 in 50.
Farrell still doing the thing. Shout out to Trish Forrester and Tony Fleeks.
And that's a movie homage as well.
Yeah.
Can't remember which one it was. Fucking, we talked
There's
about
good
that.
fucking covers that are coming out this fucking week, man.
Yeah, this
Good
final
books.
Lost Fantasy with the Final Fantasy homage, and one of him,
Luca Castellanguida,
and then one of him sitting on the rock with the big ass sword. Pretty fire.
That one's just primed to be a video game. I'm telling you. What the fuck is this? Rockefellers. Which is a homage to that Fantastic Four. Yeah.
Number 1 sold out, and that was almost a sellout instantly. So people were really, really feeling that.
This one is I can't wait to read it. The Voice Had Killed #1 with Tula Lote with the don't know. Let's see what's I can't see what Solicit says. Let's see. Solicit says that it's a miniseries premiere. Fargo meets Deliverance and a sweaty swamp dealer from Vanessa Del Rey. The wet heat of Louisiana Bayou, alligator poachers proud the mud bug. Mar, a park ranger heavily pregnant, raises a hateful mug of moonshine with a criminal matriarch and one deadly son of a bitch out of his mind on shrooms and retribution. These are, let me tell you, unless you're from Louisiana and deep in the Cajun, there's a lot of people that are not going to understand what the fuck this thing is saying. So there's 4 extra length issues of Fever Dream Cajun. All right. But yeah, I can't wait to fucking read this one. I didn't even get a preview for this one. Void Rivals, issue number 23. I kind of like, once again, I am a Jeff DeCall Mark. He's got a cover for Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 8.
Yeah, that DeCall is fucking beautiful. Though I wish they would have made it the 1 in 25, but
yeah. There's also Del Auto marks for Amazing Spider-Man number 8. Problem is, it looks kind of the same as some other stuff. Shout out to Awesome Sauce Radio. Says, hey, brother, just woke up from my old man nap. How much you missed the whole damn fucking show? The link is in your Instagram and everything, man. Like Wu says, he looks like he's about to be violated. Doom Division.
There's also a Dan Panosian retro vision on that Spider-Man as well.
Okay, I'll pull that. Emma Frost, the White Queen, issue number 2. Emma Frost, looking extra naked on this cover by David Nakayama. Let's see, here's a you said there's a Dan Panosian.
Yeah, on the right.
Yeah. Yep. It's got what's the name of the new character? You said what?
Hellgate
with Hellgate in the background of Spider-Man and Catwoman. For that Dan Panosian.
And then back on that Emma Frost, we got Jenny Frison. Fucking beautiful.
Absolutely freaking beautiful.
And that's also 1 in 100.
There's also a Jessica Fong that looks pretty damn good.
And a Margaret Suarez.
Yeah,
fucking
freaky
nice.
Ass Margaret Savage toning it down. Believe it or not. There's never a day. There never would be a day where I thought, oh, Margaret Savage has the least freaky cover And here she is. She just, all right. Go ahead, Margaret. She got her shot. She was like, let's tone it down. Fuck.
Nicoletta Balderi on the connecting. For the Fantastic Four fanfare. I think this is what, third issue? Yeah. Okay. So we're 3 issues into the connecting.
Now Mark Gicchetto, he's got his fans. Again, he got all 4. Then there's what is this? Cover C. It's kind of like a retro. Yep, Jack Kirby. Nice.
Hidden Gem.
Oh, man. It looks like it's a 150. Either 125 or 150.
Yeah, it's a 150.
Gwenpool, issue number 3.
The Darbo.
Darbo.
Fucking beautiful. Karen Darbo dropped some really nice work. So
Chad Jarton with some great art of Spider-Man putting the paws on freaking Gwenpool right there. You know, the thing is kind of the angle was kind of weird, so I'm not sure whether he was hitting her in the face or hitting her in the boobs. Not quite sure what the heck is going on. Then Iron Man number 10. It's good. Can't wait. I really want to read this one, the Jet Landshark, issue number 2. There's a regular Gahuru. It is, I think, the last issue. The first issue was the first appearance of Shadow Jet the Shark. Now we're going to see more. Yeah.
First cover appearance.
And then we've got the Jet the Shark and the Incognito freaking costume for the NetEase game Marvel Rivals. All I can tell you is that don't ever play in that fucking costume unless you want to bring attention to yourself. Because every time I put that shit on, everybody and their motherfucking mama is trying to fucking attack you.
And then this
Paco Medina
reading variant of her reading this Fantastic Four number 1, which was also a good read, by the way, since it's on the cover. But this is a nice cover. Definitely need to pick that shit up.
Then cover E for Jet the Landshark. It's got almost looks like a lot of the characters from the Marvel Rivals freaking game is on the cover of this one.
I was gonna ask Lucas, front and center, right at the bottom. That what is that? A dog, Sorcerer Supreme or something? That would be first cover appearance, right? Because I do not remember seeing any of those characters. Well, some of them, but not that one in particular on issue number 1. So would that be a bunch of first cover appearances right there?
I don't see what you're talking about because all I see is Rocket Raccoon, Reed Richards.
All right, look at where Reed's hand is. That dog.
Psylocke. No, that's Rocket Raccoon.
Is it? Is it Rocket?
Yeah, that's Rocket. Yeah, that's just Rocket. You got Wanda. Yeah, you got Wanda. You got Wolverine in the back. You got Spider-Man. There looks like there's a character in the middle that I can't identify, but yeah, it looks like it doesn't look like there's anything crazy on this one yet. By Ryan Gonzalez.
You got the MODOK 1 in 25. Pretty cool. 1 in 50 of that Giru Hiru, which is fucking beautiful. I think that cover may do well. But you know what? I like Aaron Cooter, and this one is pretty dope to me for some reason. I don't know why I like it, but I do. But that Virgin, oh my god, I can't wait to get that thing in hand.
Here we go with Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu. Issue number 10, David Imperator. And then there's Apollo Sakura. He just needs more. He needs something. He needs that one book. Because his art is good. He's got freaking talent at the wazoo. He just needs some inspiration. Currency by Stephen Platt. Another really good one.
And the one is the E.M. Geist right here, boy. That 1 in 25.
E.M. Geist, me included, got the fans for it.
It reminds me of an old cover by Renard of that exact looking pose, but he knocked it out of the park on that one.
Phoenix issue number 13, Scott Forbes cover. Definitely getting Phoenix getting a lot of more attention ever since they put her in the Marvel Rivals for season number 3.0. Yeah, season 3.0. Problem is they kind of really underpowered Phoenix in this one.
Does it remind you of the White Hot Room?
No, they didn't do any of that stuff. They didn't do anything that tells us who the fuck Phoenix is, and it's a shame because they could do so much with it. Yeah. Lucas Wernick, I think you literally did a Matrix now, not more than 2 months ago, where you really put it down. But ever since then, Lucas Wernick has not been, not been putting it down. This one is
we
okay
did
art,
but we haven't touched on Wernick yet. But he has kind of frozen up, I'd say.
Then Psylocke, number 9, Benjamin Sue is a retro cover, not bad.
And then the 1 in 25,
Maria Wolf,
fucking fire, dude! I love it.
Woo. Man, I don't think I ever thought I would see today, but somebody covered up Psylocke, covered up her whole body and made it even better. That's because I recognize Psylocke amongst everybody because she usually has a lot less clothes and she's got these psionic swords and shit, but they covered her up, gave her the same sword but different looking, and I'm like, yep, that's Psylocke. That is fucking Psylocke. Fucking amazing fucking job done by Maria Wolf. Stephanie Hans with Runaways. Issue number 2.
And the Yasmin.
I don't know enough about Runaways to talk about who this dude is on the cover. Read Runaways. I usually like Runaways when I freaking read it, but no enough. And there's a Yasmin Putri with two girls on there. And Spider-Verse versus Venomverse. Issue number 3. There's a Luciano Vecchio. I don't recognize the uniform of the Spider-Man that's on there, nor the Venom with the flowers in the back.
Yeah, I think he was introduced into the issue number 1, and then in this particular issue, we're gonna get these new, just like the Spider-Man, right, where he looks like a fucking Power Ranger. We're gonna get a Venom in this particular book where he looks like a fucking Power Ranger.
Yeah, it says 2 new champions are added to the roster. Good shout out. Yep, a cover B by Aaron and Hugh Lee. Got my boy Spider Pig fucking tearing it up. God, I would love to see him in fucking Rivals. That would be amazing. And you've got a still seeing on Spider-Verse versus Venomverse, Jan Bazaldua. Got Viking Venom on there. Star Wars Dr. Aphra. Is that Annie Wu? No, Ijikuri. Star Wars Dr. Aphra, Chaos Agent number 2, Ijikuri. And the cover B is by Annie Wu. Cover C looks interesting. Is that Margaret Savage? Yep, Margaret Savage does the cover C. Storm issue number 5 has a Betty Cola retro variant. And there's a Kevin Larbeau. Then there's a Greg Land Rogue cover variant. And there's a version of it that's a 1 of 50. And then Let's see. Yeah. Don't know if there's anything big that's happening in the freaking book. But West Coast Avengers is still happening. Cover A.
That Uncanny. Was that issue 18?
By Jose Maria Cannibals.
The one that had the Greg Land on it.
Let's see. Was it? I can't even see right now. Yes. Yep.
So that's the next issue, following up with Misery, the girl that plays Mutina in the movie. I read that issue. Okay. Has a little bit of controversy surrounding it, but the character is pretty awesome to me. So, and then this Wolverine number 11, this Alexander Lozano is pretty fire too. Retrovision's not that bad either.
There's X-Men facsimile. Here's another facsimile of 252, 263.
Well, I think that's a trade.
Yeah. Oh, it's a trade.
Yeah. Or hardcover. I'm sorry. Oh, that's hardcover. Hit that Turin Clark on the 137. Those are sold out. They're very scarce on the internet as well. Yes, sir. Fire, Turin Clark. On the other side of that, we have that surprise variant. Go back to the left right there with the no cover, but they're all gone because that is that surprise variant that they did not tell anybody about. And that is also coming out this week. I don't even think we got the cover art for that. We did get the Ryan Stegman regular cover art, but we still haven't seen that Humberto Ramos. And then I think that was it on the Marvel tip. Take a quick glance at the indies. I think
Bronze Faces issue number 4 from Boom Studios.
Yes, sir. And
Cal Exit Battle Universal City issue number 1. Love the stance of the cover. Circuits Seduction Revenge. Love cover. Just a couple of covers I like. Cover B by Joel. Once again, this is by Double Deuce Publishing.
That's Joel Jones.
Yeah, and then there's the S&M cover of the week, the Cover C variant pop edition. Hero issue number 1. Finally, after 7 months, we'll talk about this fucking book. And then it looks like Cover C by Otis Frampton has sold out. That's an action figure variant. We've been talking about this for 2 months. Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights issue number 2. This one is the Cocaine off a Hooker variant. And crazy that it's not sold out.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. And then Last Boy.
Last Boy. So this one's got a lot of interesting freaking covers. There's cover A is done by Dan Panosian. Once again, I gotta start with issue number 1 because just looking at this cover right here makes me think that there's just an inkling that they may be trying to go back to the original Peter Pan freaking story in White Bird. Just a little freaking tinge. Just a little tinge. Then cover B, your girl Angela Wu, great freaking cover of Peter Pan amongst some mermaids. And then there is a cover C, which is a little bit more risque. Girls don't have anything freaking covered up. All the front meat's hanging out. Looks like it's a 1 in 10. And I don't know how I freaking missed this one. Otherwise, I would have ordered some. Then there's a 1 in 10, 1 in 25 by Rico Murakami. Boring. Yeah, it's not that good.
Unlockable by Dan Panosian of cover A, which is fire. But
yeah,
that was pretty much summed it up.
Mark Spears Monsters issue number 2, third print, Mark Spears. Yeah, most of these are Mark Spears Monsters issue number 2, second, third, and fourth prints. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we covered
everything worth covering.
Yeah. Hard Case, Gun Honey, David Nakayama. Yeah.
One that I was curious about, I'll just give an honorable mention to, was Look Into My Eyes, number 1. I think that's going to be a sleeper of this week. But we shall see. Been pretty good about picking those kind of sleeper books, but I think that in the times we're in, I mean, like, dude, it can be anything nowadays, because they also had Prodigal Son number 3 also, I believe that was last week that I don't think we got to. But yeah, keep an eye on some stuff, folks.
Yeah, look at some of the action figures that are coming out this week from Midtown. Marvel Legends Maximum Series, that Hulk is coming out. There's Spider-Man that's coming out as well. Or Maximum Series. Yeah, a lot of good stuff to freaking get loaded up on.
That Bully Maguire. So this week is going to be a big week. All right. So we got Fantastic Four. We got everything going on with San Diego Comic-Con. So I think maybe this week, because we have San Diego Comic-Con coming up this weekend, everybody's getting ready to fly out. The show kicks off on Thursday. I assume everybody's coming in on Wednesday. So possibly, if we get a little bit of time, we can run through a little special and hit on some of these San Diego Comic-Con variants. So you can go through a few things, see if there's anything people want to buy, or at least make a top 25, because there's damn near 1,000. So I think that'd be a good idea. But other than that, big week. Fantastic Four, San Diego. Doesn't get much bigger than this. So
I would say, though, I don't know if it's happened yet, but Disney 23 is supposed to be happening pretty soon as well.
Yes, sir. And then immediately following all of this, I believe we're kicking off with the Eyes of Wakanda right before the end of the month, if I'm not mistaken. And then that'll kind of take us and lead us into Peacemaker Season 2. Also, honorable mention, July 31st, Twisted Metal Season 2 goes up, starring Anthony Mackie, which should be really good. Really enjoyed Season 1 as Samoa Joe played an awesome Sweet Tooth. So it'd be good to come back around and see what that character's been up to. But yeah, like I said, we got a next big week and a nice little pack of content exiting out of July.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys for listening to us on a freaking Sunday. I think we'll kind of waver back and forth in between this and the Fridays and everything up until football season, because not fuck around with football season. But thank you guys for listening to us. And if you guys need anything, please let us know. We're out. Peace.
Sometimes when it matters into their own hands. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
As you guys know, it is Drunken Chat, son.